So there was a comment that I saw yesterday on the reel that I posted. And when I saw this comment, immediately my sentiments were,
not on my watch. Not on my watch will you disrespect another woman. Not on my watch.
so I knew yesterday that when I posted the vlog about the untimely demise of Girlala, I already knew in advance that there would be at least one of these types of comments. I was actually prepared for that because one thing that I've noticed on social media is there is not one topic I can think of that is guaranteed the most hateful responses than the topic of anything trans related. And that's a fact. So I knew that someone would come and say something like this. And to me, I absolutely think that these types of responses are disgusting. I really feel that they are disgusting. And the sad part about it is that a lot of people think like her. But everyone's not going to make an ass of themselves and say it out loud. But again, this is social media. So people say things on social media that they probably wouldn't say out loud in front of other people. But as I stated in my response to her, every human being is due respect. Point blank, period. Every human being is due respect. And if you don't believe that to be true, go and blatantly disrespect someone to their face and see how that works out for you. We all do respect. At the end of the day, cisgender, transgender, non-binary, all the things, everyone is due respect. And if you can't grasp that, then we have a bigger problem. Well, you have a bigger problem. And what I really don't like is when people say nasty or do nasty things and then do it in the name of God. Oh, that is so, oh, baby, that makes my ass itch so bad. Oh, it's terrible. How dare you? You don't even understand the concept of the God that you're speaking of. Because if you did, you would understand that he's so much bigger than what you boxed him in to be. And I ask people, like in these situations, when people say, she's blatantly misgendering Girlala. We all know what transgender mean. We all know that you are one gender and you're transitioning or transitioned into another gender. We know what that is, okay? But blatantly referring to her as he when you know that she is a trans woman and wants to be referred to as she, that's just blatant disrespect. And you can't blatantly disrespect somebody and then put God in it. Like, it don't work that way. It does not work that way. And my thing with these types of situations, it's like you don't have to understand people's choices or situations. You don't have to like it or agree with it. But at the bare minimum, as a decent human being, you should respect it. And respect it is either refer to her as the gender she prefers to be referred to, or just don't speak on her. Like, just it costs nothing to respect someone, but it could cost you a lot more if you disrespect. So I hate when people do that. Like I said, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it, but you don't have to disrespect it either. And especially don't do it in the name of God. Like, God is so much bigger. Like, do you really think, think about it. I want y'all to, and those who think feel the same way that she does, I really want you to think about it. Our all-knowing, all-seeing, all-wise, all-powerful God that created earth and the universe and all the things, do you really think that when God spent his precious time, those 7 days, as Genesis says, when he spent those 7 days creating the heavens and the earth, and when he took his precious, sweet, precious time creating us in his image, do you not think that he did not look into 2025 and see his people and know the choices and the expressions of who they are, how they would be and all the things? Like, do you really think that he didn't know? Do you really think that once people of the trans experience and, you know, different walks of life, do you really think that when they started to become more visible, that God was just up in heaven pulling his hair out and going cuckoo because he couldn't believe what was going on? Like, do you really believe that? Is that what you're telling me? Think about that. Think about that. Because God knew. He knew. And even yet and still, he created all of us in his image. So that means that we're all due respect. Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. Like, seriously. Like, people just get me with that. You know, I know the trans thing and all of that. You know, all of the gray areas. You know, everything is not black and white. I know some people like to believe that. Everything is not simply black and white. There is a gray area. And it's very, very, how could I word it? It's a big piece of the puzzle. I'll just put it that way. It's a big piece of the puzzle. And you have to realize, well, you don't have to do anything, but I'm just saying, you can't be so close-minded and serve a God who is so grand, you know? Maybe the grand scheme of things in life is much larger than you realized. Maybe you need to take some time and meditate and connect. I'm just saying, it's just some suggestions. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, we're all due respect. No matter what you feel about nothing else I said, we are all due respect. Even a criminal, even a murderer is given the respect of a trial. He could have blood, literally blood on his hands. And he's still going to get the respect of a trial because we are all due respect. Even the worst of them are due respect. So, you know, I don't know. We just got to get it right, y'all. Like, seriously. And again, I hate to keep saying that, but especially the black community. The black community is its worst enemy. Oh, it's terrible. But at the end of the day, we're still a community. A community that needs a lot of work. Because you can look at it as if we're a family. I mean, in essence, we are, you know? And especially in big families, you don't necessarily have to always agree. You don't even have to necessarily always like each other. But respect is due just for the simple fact that we're connected. Like, we're a part of each other. And I ain't trying to sound all deep and sound like a We Are the World album. But for real, like, at the core of the disrespect that is seen, you know, that is displayed these days, like, it's the core of it, you know? That is the core of it. Like, we're still a family at the end of the day. We all are. In our community, we are a family. But we have to get rid of all of the division, the selective hatred, the tearing each other down for no reason, the disrespect. Like I said, you don't have to agree with everyone in your family, but you're still connected. You should at least still respect them, you know, especially in the climate that we're in. Like, this is the time where we really need to get rid of all of that. You know, it's just, share. Let me go, because y'all know I'll get it. It ain't even Black History Month, honey. You know, I'll start. So, but, no. That's really how I feel about the situation. And I just hope we get it right. I hope I get to see when we start getting it right. And I hope it's sooner than later. Hope, if nothing else about this administration, I hope it brings us closer and hope us to get it right as a community. Because at this point, we really need each other. So it's like all of that dumb, disrespectful stuff. Like, we got to let that go. For real. But anyway, let me go. See you in the next one. Bye.